Wait, the light-skinned girls who think they just so pretty and just because they born light-skinned that they just all that. That they can come up with shit talk.
Like my best friend, I talk to him about everything, you know, and when like the time is right, you know, people want details of how long.
Nobody
I want to have 2 more fights this year, and after that, take off a little bit of time, maybe have a kid or something, and come back and fight some more.
Becoming, it doesn't mean I'm not going to have time for the other kids, but it does mean I have a new baby and I have to focus and give that baby my undivided.
A live video suddenly appeared on Instagram with Papoose's name at the top of the screen. At first, many people assumed it would be nothing serious. Maybe a casual check-in, a short message for fans, or a random late-night conversation. But the moment his face came into view, it was obvious this live was different. He didn't look relaxed or upbeat. His eyes appeared tired, and his expression carried a heavy weight, like someone who had been holding something in for far too long. He didn't open with jokes, greetings, or thanks. Instead, he took a deep breath and said he had been silent for too long. That single sentence was enough to instantly grab attention. Within seconds, the number of viewers started climbing rapidly. Screenshots were taken. Screen recordings began. The comment section moved so fast it looked like a wall of flashing text. Everyone watching could sense that something serious was about to unfold. Even though they didn't yet know what it was, Papoose spoke slowly, carefully choosing each word. He explained that he had always believed personal matters should stay private. He said he never wanted to turn pain into entertainment for strangers on the internet. For a long time, he truly believed that staying quiet was the mature and respectful thing to do. But over time, that silence stopped feeling like peace and started to feel more like a cage. According to him, the image people saw online was very different from what he experienced in real life. Public photos, interviews, and appearances showed smiles, unity, and support. From the outside, everything looked solid and happy. But behind closed doors, he claimed, that picture didn't match reality. As he continued speaking, the tone of the live shifted. The comments slowed down, not because people were losing interest, but because many were trying to process what they were hearing. This didn't feel like gossip or internet drama. It felt like someone opening a door to a part of their life they had tried hard to protect. He explained that trust doesn't usually break all at once. Instead, it slowly weakens over time. Small moments start to feel strange. Promises begin to sound empty. Reassuring words no longer bring comfort. Even when you try to ignore it, questions start forming in the back of your mind. Papoose said he tried to handle things privately. He wanted honest conversations, not arguments. He hoped for clarity instead of confusion. But in his version of events, the answers he received never fully aligned with what he was seeing and feeling. Then came a long pause. He stopped talking completely for several seconds. It was the kind of silence that made viewers lean closer to their screens, waiting. When he finally spoke again, he mentioned a name from the past, an ex-fiancée that many fans believed was no longer part of Claressa Shields' life. According to him, that connection never truly ended. He claimed it wasn't just a memory or an old chapter, but something ongoing, something hidden, and something carefully managed. At that moment, the comment section exploded again. Some viewers expressed shock. Others demanded proof. Many simply posted question marks and wide-eyed emojis, trying to understand what they were hearing. Papoose insisted he wasn't repeating rumors or sharing secondhand information. He claimed he had direct evidence, including messages, voice notes, and videos that were never meant to be public. He described conversations that felt planned rather than casual, and meetings that didn't seem accidental, but arranged. What hurt him the most, he said, wasn't just the actions themselves. It was the feeling that his role in the relationship had quietly changed. He felt like he had become a shield, a public face that made everything look safe and acceptable from the outside, while genuine. Emotions were being directed elsewhere. What made his words hit harder was his calm delivery. He didn't shout. He didn't insult anyone. His voice stayed steady, but it carried a deep emotional weight. When he admitted that he felt used, it didn't sound dramatic. It sounded like a quiet truth he had been sitting with for a long time. He explained that the moment he realized things wouldn't change wasn't loud or explosive. It was quiet. He reached a point where he stopped asking questions because he already knew the answers. He stopped hoping for different outcomes. He stopped pretending everything was fine. That, he said, was when he understood that walking away wasn't about losing someone, it was about protecting himself. He made it clear this wasn't a decision made overnight. It felt like the result of many long days and sleepless nights. He didn't ask for sympathy, and he didn't tell viewers to take sides. He spoke like someone who had already faced the hardest part alone. Before ending the live, he addressed the question everyone was thinking: why speak now? Why break the silence after so long? He said the story was being shaped without him. His silence was being taken as agreement or even guilt. Continuing to protect someone who, in his view, hadn't protected him began to feel like betraying himself. The live didn't end with a goodbye. The screen simply went dark. Almost immediately, clips began spreading across social media. People replayed certain moments, analyzed his expressions, and debated his words. Some praised him for finally speaking his truth. Others questioned why such personal matters were shared publicly. Adding to the tension was the silence from the other side: no statements, no responses, no explanations. Accounts went private, comments were limited, and in moments like these, silence becomes its own message.
And the king can have many wives. He can have as many wives as he can take care of. And I don't believe in the white man's laws and regulations and marriage license, honey. If you a king and you able to take care of all your wives equally,
that takes time. Like it's a divorce. It's not something that just happens overnight. You know what I'm saying? But people's life don't stop because of that. You know what I mean? It's papers, it's time, it's all this stuff that gotta happen. But at the end of the day, we move forward with our lives. Like
I wish you the best.
For sure.
We got some great, amazing things going on. And like I said,
As hours turned into days, the situation grew far beyond the individuals involved and evolved into a wider conversation about relationships lived in the public eye, where love can slowly begin to feel like a performance and privacy becomes fragile when attention is always waiting nearby. Some viewers felt deep sympathy for Papoose, believing he had carried emotional pain for a long time before finally releasing it, while others expressed concern for Claressa, arguing that she was being judged by millions without having a fair chance to share her side, and many felt uneasy watching such a personal moment transform so quickly into public entertainment. What lingered with people was not only the shock of the claims, but the uncomfortable truth that once trust is questioned in front of the world, it becomes nearly impossible to rebuild quietly, because even if explanations come later, first impressions often settle in and refuse to leave. As time passed, the noise slowly faded and new stories took over the headlines, but this moment did not disappear, remaining in the background for those who watched it unfold in real time. Eventually, the situation stopped being solely about who was right or wrong and became a reminder of how fast private lives can turn into public narratives, how real people can be reduced to characters shaped by strangers online, and how when something deeply personal is shared on the internet, there is no simple way to take it back, whether the claims are later proven true, challenged, or fall somewhere in between. The impact of that night still lingers, showing how powerful a single moment on a screen can be, how silence can speak as loudly as words, and how trust, once cracked in front of millions, does not heal in the dark, leaving the story unfinished, living on in comments, shared clips, and the memories of those who witnessed it live, ready to resurface whenever something new appears.